Hi Year 2, hope you had a good half term and that you're refreshed and raring to go for the second half term. Here we go with your maths lesson, week 6, lesson 1. We're going to do some revision on fractions and we're going to play fraction Splat. The link is in the Google folder. Looks like this. Start with simple fractions and I like the relaxed mode. But you can try either fast or slow. So we're looking for a third. Can you see it? Can you see it? 2/3 coloured in. Ooh. And so on. You can play the timed mode if you prefer. And you could go on to simple fractions too, which is harder. If you fancy a bit more, have a go at halves, thirds and fourths. Today we're going to be finding thirds of numbers. Remember, we don't usually write it in words. This is the fraction 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. I always remember thirds, you need to cut things into 3 equal parts because third starts with th and so does 3. I've got 12 cubes here and I want to find 1/3 of 12. So I'm going to share the cubes out into 3 groups and see how many is in each group. So that's one group, that's my second group, my third group. And keep sharing out, keep repeating. We'll see how many each third has. So here's 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. So 1/3 of 12 is 4. And you could write a number sentence like that. So how about if we're trying to find 1/3 of 9? You can use cubes or Lego bricks, or I'm going to use pasta, and I know Rambi likes to use pens and pencils to do his sharing. So I've got 9 pieces of pasta and I'm going to share them into 3 groups. That's my first group, second group, third group. And I continue sharing them out like so. So there's my 3 groups, or my thirds. And in 1/3 there are 1, 2, 3. So we can say that 1/3 of 9 equals 3. Now you need 15 objects, your pasta, your Lego, pennies, whatever you're using. And can you work out 1/3 of 15 by sharing the 15 out into 3 groups? Now have a go at finding 1/3 of 10. It's a bit tricky, this one. I'm going to use milk bottle tops. You need to use something that's solid as well, like your cubes, Lego bricks, pennies, pasta. Let's see. Make your 3 groups and keep sharing out. I haven't quite finished yet. Still got 1 left over. It wouldn't be fair if I put it there. That one would have more. Wouldn't be fair if I put it there or there. And I can't cut this up. So I can't really find 1/3 of 10 of these. Now if these were cakes, you could cut your 10th cake into thirds. And give 1/3 of a cake there, 1/3 of a cake there, and 1/3 of the cake there. So 1/3 of 10 could actually be 1, 2, 3 and 1/3 of this one. So you can find 1/3 of 10 cakes, but you couldn't find 1/3 of something solid. You can't actually physically cut it, can you? Have a go at this now. which number of cubes can be split into thirds? Remember, you might not be using cubes, you might be using Lego bricks or pennies or dried pasta, but something solid that you can't cut. For some extension work, I want you to look at the 2-digit numbers that can be split into thirds. If you add the 2 digits together, what do you notice? Have a go at Mastery Checkpoint 32 for some extension work. It should be in your pack. Also, for some extension work, you can find 2/3 of numbers and 3/3. Do you remember 1/3 of 9? That was 3, wasn't it? How about 2/3 of 9? So we need to add this third and that third together. 3 and 3 is 6. And finally, 3/3 of 9. Well, this is 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So we add them together. 3 and 3 is 6. Add 3 is 9. Remember, when the top number is the same as the bottom number, it's the whole number. So look back at this chart that you did, and all the numbers that you ticked, you need to work on squared paper and find 1/3, 2/3 and 3/3 of that number, like I just did with the number 9. See you tomorrow, boys. Bye.